Hello and welcome on Thomas Geiger Car. Today with the prototype of the Volkswagen T-Cross, the latest addition to the ever-growing SUV family out of Wolfsburg. A car that will hit the markets in about a year, but since Volkswagen is, as usual, a bit late entering that booming segment, the engineers are quite keen to show off. So if you want to know if it's worth waiting for that little SUV, join me on my test drive here on Thomas Geiger Car and I'll tell you more about it. Driving the T-Cross feels like driving a Polo, just with a bit of a better view due to the higher ground clearance. No surprise, we're using the same platform and the same engines. The T-Cross will be available with 3 petrol engines for the start, 1 liter 3-cylinder with 95 and 115 horsepower, a little later a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder with 150 horsepower, and for certain markets as well with a TDI diesel engine 1.6 liter and 115 horsepower. It will have all the driver assistance systems that we know from the Polo, including an adaptive cruise control that keeps the distance and the speed, and new also a lane keeping assist, so you don't have to watch the steering that precise as you did before. The only thing that will not be available is an all-wheel drive. For the first time, an SUV out of Wolfsburg will only go on the front wheels. Not a problem, the engineers tell me, because competitors does not have all-wheel drive as well. Technically, the T-Cross is based on the Polo architecture, but Volkswagen has changed shape and size of the vehicle. The European version is 4 meters and 11 long. The Chinese one is even longer, so you got more space in the interior. And the car is way more fashionable and fancy than the Polo. 12 different colors, 2-tone paintings, colorful wheels with 18 inches maximum, and lots of stickers and decor parts as fancy as the camouflage of the prototypes. So this vehicle will really stick out of the traffic, other than the Polo that somehow looks a bit boring and mature. I wish I could show you more about the interior, but roughly a year ahead of the market launch, Volkswagen is somehow limited in disclosing too many details. But you don't need too much fantasy to picture the cockpit of the T-Cross. Just remember how the Polo looks, big touchscreen, analog or optional digital instruments, and you get a pretty good picture of the T-Cross interior. Just add some more colors, because the T-Cross is not only looking fancy from the outside, it will also be very bright and colorful from the inside. The T-Cross does not only want to be fancy, it will also be versatile. For that reason, there is a sliding rear seat, 15 centimeters, about that much. I can move towards the front or the back. If I go right in the front, legroom is somehow limited, but the trunk space grows from 385 to an impressive 455 liter. If you fold down the rear seat and the passenger seat, you got more than 1200 liters of storage space, and it is as versatile as a station wagon. Thanks for joining me on that first test drive with the new Volkswagen T-Cross. As always with Volkswagen, the Germans are late but great, because this car is a really good alternative in the booming segment of the small SUVs. And it will not only cause headache for Peugeot 2008 and Renault Captur. No, it will also cause a major trouble for the Polo, because that's the more fancy, the more fashionable and the more versatile alternative. Thank you, tschüsschen and goodbye.